what are you most proud of in the game so far?
I think it's a combination of things, really. It's how things came together in the end, basically, from an art point of view at least, and certainly from a gameplay perspective, where we have all these different mechanics that we use, that we support throughout the game, where we can sneak, we have adventure parts, we have melee, we have shooting, and we kind of leave as much as possible to the player to decide in which way he or she wants to play it. So there are a lot of areas where there is not one answer to how do you pass through this section. You can kind of choose for yourself what's your preferred style of playing.
When I did a Bush to Bay game, we really wanted to put in all these game mechanics like sneak and gunplay and close combat and also adventure, and try to tie them together in the same universe, which I think Riddick is perfect for. And that's something that we have expanded upon now and refined even more for Athena. And I think it's, provides for, even though that we know that we don't have the best close combat in the world or the best gunplay or whatever, but combining them all together is really, really fun, and we do that well, I think, at Starbreeze.
Something that I felt with the first game was that it was such a natural transition from the different pacings and the different kind of game styles. And I was thinking, like, okay, how are they gonna give us the same sort of fresh feeling with the sequel? And then you reveal the drone play that adds a very different kind of gameplay to the game.
Yeah, I mean the first thing I did was when I started working on the Athena campaign was that we needed something similar to the DNA encoded weapons in Butcher Bay, but I didn't want to do the same thing because it's kind of overused, I think, nowadays. So attaching the gun to the drone's arm was a good solution to preventing the player from retrieving a weapon when we don't want them to. I mean, we can say that it was of course it's for the better pacing of the game, but it's also just basically, in other words, to prevent the player from getting a gun. But besides that, picking up the drone to use it as a human shield and fire the gun at the same time from the drone's hand, it provides also a little bit of action moments into the sneak areas, which also varies the gameplay even more, which is really, really fun to do.
The core thing about the drones is that they have two modes. One is that they are AI control, basically, that they're running on their own. They have a bit limited functions, they move around slightly differently, and they have a slightly different visual appearance. But at any point, whenever a merc takes control over a drone, it starts behaving a lot more, it's more flexible, it's faster, it responds more quickly. So then they become, it's like two enemies in one, basically.
The first game had a lot of different environments, and so do you feel limited a little bit by being just on the ship, or is that something that we haven't seen all the parts of the ship yet, perhaps?
Well, let me just say that you haven't seen all the parts of the game.
It's got to be good to feel that you've had enough time to really do everything you can with the title.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, when Atari, took it over from Activision, now we got a couple of additional months just to polish it. So it's really, really good, and it's a big product. It's kind of like 2 games and multiplayer in one. So it's a lot of game time to polish and a lot of bugs to fix.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.